Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you my very simple and easy blackened shrimp Caesar salad. I posted about it on Instagram a couple weeks ago when I made it, and everyone went crazy asking for the recipe. Now, it's really easy and really simple. If you've been with me for a while, then you've already seen me make my Caesar dressing quite a few times. It's my absolute favorite Caesar dressing ever. I never buy Caesar dressing because this is the only one that I like. So, it doesn't have any raw eggs in it. So, if that's something that you're weary about, then you'll be happy with this one. I shouldn't say I'm even more excited to share with you, but I'm as equally as excited to share with you my blackened seasoning mixture that I put on fish of any kind, shrimp, chicken, because it's delicious and you'll never buy it pre-made again. So let me run you through what I've got going on here. For the Caesar dressing, all you're gonna need is Dijon mustard. This is anchovy paste. I know you're gonna tell me you don't want it or you don't like it. Trust me, you will not taste the anchovies, but it makes the most amazing Caesar dressing and it makes all the difference. So anchovy paste, you'll find this right next to the tomato paste in your canned tomato aisle. That's where mine is located. Garlic, Parmigiano Reggiano, lemon, Worcestershire, salt, olive oil. That's what you'll need for the dressing. Then you'll need some romaine lettuce. That's the classic for Caesar and I really like it. And I'm gonna use some ciabatta as my crostini to eat alongside because I am fancy like that. Any crouton or bread will do. Okay, for the blackening spices here, what I've got going on is smoked paprika, granulated garlic, chili powder, basil, pepper, onion, salt. That is it. It's very simple, very easy. Everything is equal parts with the exception of the black pepper. The black pepper is 2 teaspoons, everything else is 1 tablespoon. So it should be very easy for you to remember, but of course I will write it on the website underneath the recipe. It's phenomenal. It's got such beautiful smoky flavor. It's not too spicy. You can substitute cayenne pepper for the chili powder if you want to. I like chili powder more, but hey, you do you, boo. So for the shrimp, shelled and deveined, and I always pat them on a piece of paper towel because you see all the moisture. You don't want all that moisture. So I'm just gonna get them out of there. Just pat them some more. It's a lot of moisture left behind. Just pat them down with a paper towel. And then I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna use my fingers and I'm just gonna mix together my spice mixture here. And you know, I like to do probably double of this and just keep it in a little container in the pantry. That way it's always ready. And so just gonna mix it around the best I can. I like to do this in a bowl, but hey, I had to do it on a plate so I can show you each thing individually. That's good enough. And I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to my shrimps. I've got a cast iron skillet, really hot. I say shrimps because Papa Sal, my dad, that's how he says shrimp. So that's what we call it in this house. You're not gonna need all of this, just so you know, not for this recipe. Okay, so you're gonna have some left over for sure. I'm gonna add a little bit more. You need about 2 tablespoons total. And now I'm gonna add them straight into my really hot skillet. And these are gonna cook for literally like 30 seconds per side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do probably 2 batches. And then I will show you how to make the dressing. All right, the shrimp look great. They're blackened, they've got a beautiful crust. They are delicious. They've been cooling. I've also got my bruschetta pan heating up here for my bread. You don't have to do this. You can use store-bought croutons. You can just chop off some old bread, throw it in the oven with a little olive oil, salt, and pepper. But when you're serving a salad for a main course, especially a salad with very few components, I want each of them to be really phenomenal. So I want to grill my bread on my bruschetta pan. I want to rub it with garlic. And you may think like the blackening with the Caesar, does that go together? Trust me, it's phenomenal. It just really elevates a Caesar salad and I love it and I think you will too. Let's make the dressing, which is very simple. Dijon mustard and the anchovy paste with some garlic. This is going to emulsify, as you're whisking in the olive oil, you're going to emulsify it so it's not going to split and be all oily and terrible. Nobody likes that. It's going to be phenomenal. And you'll understand why this is my favorite Caesar dressing because it's just delicious. It tastes just like the pure ingredients of garlic and Parmigiano and good olive oil and a little bit of acidity, and it's got salty balance from the anchovy and creaminess from the mustard. All together is perfection. Add a squeeze of lemon. That is one big fat lemon. Add a pinch of salt. And now as I whisk, because I'm going to fold in the parm at the last minute, as I whisk, I'm going to go ahead and add in my olive oil. Before I do that, let me just plop this on so that that can get nice and charred. And I'm going to keep my eye on that and then drizzle my olive oil right in. That is beautiful and creamy and delightful. Turning that down. The bread's just about done. Keep your eye on it. Okay, you can use a grill pan if you don't have one of those. I'm going to add my parm. Always good quality, freshly grated at the end. Per favore. Now I know I don't ordinarily like the idea of cheese on grilled fish. Not my thing, okay? But there's times when you make exceptions, such as this. The Caesar salad calls for good Parmigiano Reggiano, and with the shrimp, in this case, it's delicious. Now, if you put Parmesan cheese on my linguine with clams, oh honey, we're gonna have issues. I mean, you can do it for yourself, don't do it for me. Okay, this is great. And you can tell it's not like, there's not so much dressing that you feel like, oh, that's not gonna dress a whole salad, but it will. And you have to remember, I'm not in the mood here to take your bread off and immediately just rub it with a clove of garlic. That releases all of the flavor because the heat kind of helps you out. And then we're going to drizzle it with a little olive oil. Okay, I don't like drowning my salads in dressing. If you do, then by all means you can make a double batch of the dressing, but you have strong flavors. You've got raw garlic, you've got lots of cheese. You don't really need to double this up, I promise. All right, almost done. Last one. A little olive oil on the bread, not too much. You can also serve this with some soft boiled eggs. And I did that last week when I made it, 2 weeks ago, whenever I made it. And it was lovely, but I didn't think it added anything special. So I'm not going to, but you can if you want to. All right. And then I do a light toss because I don't want to mess up all the romaine. So you can see I start with a little and then you add some more, or what I like to do actually is I start with a little dressing, just enough to coat the leaves, and then add the rest at the table, and everybody else can pretty much help themselves. Okay? Then at this point, I like to leave the tongues in there because it looks nice. Add the shrimps right in the middle, a couple pieces of bread along the side, maybe a little something like that. A nice little wedge of lemon, because I'm a weirdo and I like a little extra lemon on my shrimps. Maybe a little bit more cheese on the sides, not directly on the shrimp. And that is a gorgeous salad to be proud of for a main course. Easy, simple. You can add avocado, you can add eggs to this, you can add tomatoes, you can have whatever, but to me, the classic Caesar, all the right components are already here. Go to laurainthekitchen.com for the written recipe. I hope that you enjoyed spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, the flavor is money.